Hello, everyone. Welcome to the new customer flow for youth. Welcome to the new customer. Okay, so we're going to start in 6 minutes. So if you have any friends that are not here on the live stream yet, so please tell them to come here, and yeah, by sharing the YouTube link. So yellow, we still have time, 5 more minutes, and then we are going to start. Hello, Dana Segaran. Hi, welcome. So you can also invite your members, directors, if you're LCVP, to come and see the new era of customer flow. Yes, very interesting, a lot of new stuff, but at the same time, it's very good and very thoughtful. So, yep, we still have 4 more minutes. So, yep, get your notebook if you need any. But I'm going to share this presentation later on after the space. Yep, so don't worry if you're gonna, like, if you need any note or things like that, I will share all the materials with you all. Okay. Starting in 2 minutes, Pip. So, okay, let's see who is here. So, can you please like uh, say something on the chat box so that I can see who is here? Your name and your LC, and then maybe your ISEC role, and what makes you excited for this space. Hi, Manching. Hi, Donna. Ooh, unlearn and relearn. That's very good. That's very good. Hi, Amanda. How do you know it's me? Oh, hey, Tay. Whoa, IGV and OGT is here. Oh, hi, Pung. Broky, hi. Hello, everyone. Okay, so I think since it's 9 p.m. now, let's start. So again, welcome everyone to this education space for refresh customer flow for youth. So yeah, I'm very excited to finally tell you about all these things because it is for me very exciting news and also exciting thing for us to implement in the future. So to tell you a little bit more is that the reason why we are changing this again is because we wanted to make sure that we deliver a leadership experience to our customer. Okay. So yes, welcome to the new era of customer flow. Yay! All right. So again, yeah, why this is very important is because as ISEC, as an organization, we wanted to be as customer centric as possible. So we should put our customer first and align the customer journey based on the customer needs. Yep. So why do we have to put the customer first? So as you already know, in ISEC, we are running three products, which are um, global volunteer, global entrepreneur, and global talent. So every single products have a different job description to be done, and also they have a different value proposition for each uh, product, right? Yep. So as ISEC, we have two distinction. So we have a customer, which is our which is the young person, and the platform that we're going to use is the YOP or Youth Opportunity Portal. And then for the producer, for the opportunity provider, like for example NGO, companies, hub, startups, schools, and this kind of stuff. Um, we're going to use the platform that is called POP. Yeah, so you will get to know more about the partners a bit later after this education space. So stay tuned for that too. So yep, let's get to it. So right now, I'm going to focus more into youth. Youth meaning the our customer, our EP. Yeah. So why is this very important? It is because for now, right? If you already know, probably already. So when you start your term, you are very hyped, very excited about recruitment. So you have directors, you have members. So for consideration and for attraction, you have the same amount of people. But then during realization or during fair delivery, people are starting to go away because whether they are tired, whether they are stressed or things kind of stuff, or maybe they are having internship and so on. And then in brand advocacy, basically no one is there. No one is taking care of the testimonials. No one is taking care of um, the experience of the AP after they are finishing this kind of stuff. So basically, no one is taking care of the brand advocacy. So the idea is to have it like this. So during attraction, because for example for OGV, maybe in IGV it's not so much. For I mean for OGX, is that you need a lot of people, you need a lot of manpower. In terms of attraction, because for example, you need to run a booth or you need to run a physical attraction in university, which of course you need a lot of people. But actually in consideration you do not need that many people, because basically for consideration what you need to do is interviewing or all that kind of stuff in the virtual spaces where our system, our expa can do themselves. So meaning for consideration you can uh, lower down the amount of people that is responsible for it. But for failure delivery, you will definitely need a lot of people, especially for ICX, is to take care of the EP, to take care of the EP journey, because yeah, basically the EP will be like minimum 6 weeks to 6 months in your entity to deliver the project or the internship. Yes, and then for brand advocacy, Again, you don't need a lot of people, because what you can do is to ensure that the AP came home safely, and then they get the debrief from sending entity, and then you collect the report, you collect the testimonials, and you collect also documents from the project itself. Yeah, so that is it for manpower. So if you look at this side by side, this is the differences and the like the reality, and then the ideal manner of manpower that we have in ISAC. Okay, cool. So moving on. So yeah, if as you already know, on the right hand side is the customer flow. I think this was the customer flow in 2016, if I'm not mistaken, or 17 even. Yeah, I don't know, I forget. But yeah, I was in the generation where the customer flow was defined by percentage, like 20%, 50%, and 100% of customer flow. And then after that, we change it into the one that we already know now, which are attraction, consideration, fail delivery, and then brand advocacy. So these are the customer flow that we used to have, and this is the current one that we currently is implementing, right? So the new customer flow 2018, no 19, yay! So basically, this is how the new customer flow looks like. First, we have attraction. So yes, still the same. Second, we have consideration, still the same. But third, now we have preparation, which I will explain a bit later. So after preparation, we have experience, and then after experience, we have post experience. So if you want to see, like, this is how it looks like. So yep, the first changes that you can see here for the new customer flow is the first, it's cyclic. So meaning that every single process is there is a continuity. It's not like one process or one phase after another. So yeah, another thing is that we used to have four phases, but now we have five phases, adding on the preparation. And then another thing is that value delivery is renamed into experience, and then brand advocacy is dispersed into every single phases here. Yep. So okay, so if you want to look at it, right, this is the two-sided customer flow. So for youth and partners, basically it's almost the same, but this is on, if you see on the square, this is our basically the phase where youth or our EPs met with the partners. Yeah, so starting from consideration until the end of the project or the end of the partnership. Yep, so right now we are going to only focus on youth. So after this space later, there will be explanation for the partner side. Right, so let's get into it. Cool. So there is a customer flow by product. As I mentioned before, is that in ISAC, in this new customer flow, we wanted to make sure that every single customer and every single customer journey is customized by the need for them. Like for example, for GV, GT, and GE, there might be some needed that our customer need. So that's why we have customer flow by product. Cool. So let's start with global volunteer customer flow. So this is the customer flow that we have. So what is happening here is that so for attraction started from when an EP were seeing, for example, your booth. So as a visitor, until they have an account in isaac.org. And then after they have an account, they apply to a project, which is in the consideration level phase, I mean. Yeah, and then after they apply, they get accepted. After they get accepted, they get approved. So what happened after approved, right? If you can see in the current customer flow, is that after consideration, you go directly to failure delivery, which we do not even understand like when does the failure delivery starts. Yeah, so in here in the new customer flow, it is a bit more detailed and a bit more, how to say, explained about what is going on between an EP get approved until they got realized. So we have now preparation phase, which is taking care of EP when they approved until they are realized. Yes. So this is where another interesting thing happen is that if you can see on the top of preparation, there is approved to open. So why is that? Yay! It is because we are now actually taking care of the break approvals. Meaning, so if every EP or if an EP they break approved, they will going back to open status, meaning that the EP will be able to apply for another project that has, for example, a different peak, or maybe they break approved because they cannot go to this country because they cannot apply for the visa, for example. So yes, for the new customer flow, they are able, or we are able to actually take care of this EP. They get break approval. Yeah, so once they get break approved, they can go back to an open stage, which they can actually apply again to another project. Yeah. So for experience, it's the same. Realization until finish. And then for post experience, it's finished to complete. Another interesting thing is that after they get complete, they will go back to open. Why? Because as Isaac, we as organization, we wanted to make sure that our customer take as many product as possible or take as many experiences as possible. For example, if there is an EP that have 6 months of I don't know, maybe a gap year, but they don't want to go for a internship, but they only want to go for a global volunteer. They can actually apply for three projects at the same time, so one after another. So that is why after complete, the EP will go back to open status. Yeah, or maybe they want to be like, I don't know, an ISECer, or they want to go for another, how to say, for another product. Maybe after a GV they want to go for GT, or after GT they want to go for a GE. That also can. So that is why in post experience there is matrix for complete until back to open again. So yeah, basically there is that. So if you want to see this is the status, or if you want to see like in a line, so yeah, attraction is visit to open, and then consideration is open to apply, apply to accept, accept to approve, and then for preparation is approved to realize, to take care of the EP before they come to the host entity. Yeah, to make sure the visa, making sure the EP agreement, making sure the preparation as in getting to know the accommodation, getting to know the schools, getting to know the NGO, getting to know the company that they will having internship in. So yes, that is preparation for, and then preparation until open is for break approval. So yeah, and then for experience, realization to finish, and then for post experience is finish to complete, and then again complete to open. Okay, cool. So for partners, which will be, yeah, it's just a brief explanation. Um, yeah. So, but don't worry for partners. You will get informed in a very detailed way after this. Okay. So for global entrepreneur, yeah. So the customer flow is the same. The cycle is the same. So visit to open for attraction, and then for consideration, it's open to apply, and then apply to accept, accept to approve. So it's still the same, still the same. Also break approval. So experience is the same. Post experience is also the same. So if you want to look again, this is what happened. Hmm. Cool. So for global talent, let's see. Da-da-da. Yeah. So for global talent, um, we are starting in from consideration is open to apply. Basically for this also have wait. I think there is something wrong. So from attraction is the same visitor to open, and then consideration is the same open to approve, and then for preparation is approve to realize, and then this is for break approval. Yeah, so this is experience, and then post experience is the same. So yeah, basically it's the same for customer flow for youth. Yep. So this is for partner, meaning for company. Okay, so again, this is the two-sided or intersected youth and partner in customer flow. In which stage they in which phase they actually met. Cool. So in summary, the main changes as you can see is here. So the current state we have four phases instead of five. The new one is five phases. Adding on preparation, changing the name from fail delivery into experience, and then brand advocacy is dispersed, and then we change it into okay, not maybe change it, not change it, but we call it now is post experience. Yep. And then the reason why we have these changes is first, it was unclear. Yeah, as I said before, it was unclear stage after approval status. So what is happening with the EP? We do not know, or we didn't know before, but now we know. Preparation stage is when an EP and ISEC is actually preparing for the realization part, which is logistic, standards, visa, and so on. Yeah, and then for brand advocacy, why is there no brand advocacy anymore? It's because brand advocacy as a strategy split in the whole customer flow in ISEC in every activities. Yeah, which ISEC or EP or partner should do to become advocate of ISEC brand. Meaning that in order for you to be able to get more EP from brand advocacy, you need to deliver them a very good experience starting from they get applied to the project. Yeah, so if you can deliver this kind of experience to the EP will automatically be an advocate for your project or for our organization in general. Yeah, so that is the reason why brand advocacy is dispersed into every single stage and every single activities that we have. Okay, cool. So, strategy for potential dropouts, meaning for break approval, is first for the current stage. Customer flow don't have any statuses or activities for our customer who drop out during their journey. But now is that our customer have a right to go through the stage to the phases again to be still in the loop even after break approval. Yeah, so it's the same with partner. And then yellow, the main changes is that customer flow have statuses and procedure for dropouts. For youth is that for apply, if they get rejected or when they accept and then they reject it, and then for approve is break approval, for realize is break realize. Yeah, and the same goes to partner. So yellow, as I said before, the reason why we have this now is so that to make sure we do not lose our customer during their journey, and that it can help them to retain the growth. So a little bit context for you is that the reason why we open for IGV in Isaac in Malaysia, the reason why we have open now for winter is also to make sure that we are providing them another opportunity if they cannot come to Malaysia during summer break. Because like for example, maybe they have exam on summer, like a sudden exam, or maybe their classes schedule changes, so they can still come to Malaysia but in a different peak. Yeah, so like that. And then another change is the customer flow splits by product. So we have now customer flow for global volunteer, customer flow for global entrepreneur, and customer flow for global talent. And also for this we have also for youth and also for partners. Yeah. So yeah, that is that. So when can I expect all of these changes to happen? So basically, the change management looks like this. So in back in November, they have ISEC International. They have CEO Summit, and they are actually like co-creating the new customer flow. And then in December, as you already know, we have OP Summit or Operation Summit, which for Asia Pacific, it was in Nepal where me, Veron, and Raluca went to. So that was when I first saw this customer flow. So what happened back then was that they ISEC International downscaled the new customer flow, downscaled the new SOPs, customer personas, new value proposition, new guidelines, and also dashboards. And then later on in IBM, there will be also changes for exchange standards, partner standards. Yay! Finally, they have we have partner standards. So PD people and IGT people, IGE people, you better be very excited for this. We have partner standards, and then also there will be a refreshed XPP, and then refreshed ISA experience. Cool. So, what is coming very soon is first new customer flow, operations and marketing SOPs. There will be some changes in the platform, which we'll see a bit later, and then new value proposition for each product, new customer persona, new B2B attraction and consideration strategy, new XPP, structure inputs, new exchange standards, which will be revised a little bit, and then there will be partner standards. Yay. Okay, so these are the things that you can expect to be downscale in a near future. So yeah, don't forget to stay tuned in any educational spaces, and our main touch point will be in WNC. So make sure you come to WNC so that you can um, see all of these changes. I mean, not all, but some of them. Okay, so yes, new customer flow, cool. But yeah, how does it affect our daily operation, or how can I implement this in my daily operation? It is super simple. So for all three products, for global volunteer, global entrepreneur, and global talent, we actually have SOP. Yay! So all SOPs are going to be standardized by ASEC International. So for global volunteer, there will be OGV youth, IGV youth, and then IGV for partners, and then for GE we have OGE youth, IGE youth, and also IGE partners, and then same goes to global talent. Cool. So the customer flow here is still the same: pre-attraction, attraction, consideration, preparation, experience, and post experience. So all SOPs will be based on the customer flow, which you can see now. Oh, so what is happening for SOP for OGX? This is more to OGV actually. So there will be some changes in pre-attraction. So we are going to have pre-attraction now. So what happened is synergy with marketing, legalities part like visa and so on, education, framework for IP and MOI provided, and why the change happened is because we want to prepare attraction to have more leads and also a percentage of conversion from sign up to apply, and then to ensure that MOI is embedded into each process. And then for attraction, EP doesn't have to complete the profile anymore. So when an EP apply or when an EP sign up to the platform, they don't need to complete their profile in order for them to apply to a project. Yes. And then the next one is that EP can apply once he sign up. So yeah, directly apply even though they haven't completed their profile. Yeah. So why the change happened is to get more responsibility with the EP, since they need to fill the profile when they are ready, accepted for the opportunity. Yes. And then for consideration, there won't be any interview anymore. Um, and then for OGX, that's one click, ICX one click, meaning that to make the process even faster, two clicks for approval, IGV make the accept, and then OGV make the approve. Okay, so what is happening now, as you already know, is that when an AP apply, when an AP get accepted, both entity, sending entity, and then also host entity need to do the accepted click, right? And same goes to approval. But now the one who is going to accept is IGV, and the one who's going to approve is OGV. Why? Because the IGV is the one who is accepting the EP, meaning that they are um, maybe sorted out the EP, and then OGV is the one who click approve because all the approval requirements are all in OGV, right? Like payment, signing, AN, this kind of stuff will be done by the OGV side. And then um, for preparation, um, everything between approval and the first day of realization is here, and then being more focused on preparing the EP before he or she start the first day. So why the change happened? It is because to be more focused on what happens to the EP from approve until the day he start his project or she start her project. So yellow, we wanted to make sure that every single EP are being taken care of since the day they are approved, because most of the time we do not know, or we are kind of lost of what is happening to the EP, or what should we do with the EP, or like how can lead nurturing looks like, and this kind of stuff. So now we have the actual XOP for that. Yeah. And then another thing is for experience is basically the start of the first day of work and ends the last day of experience. So for this one, you only click realize when the EP goes to the school or goes to the NGO for the very first day. Yeah. So even though the EP, like for example, arrive 2 weeks before realization, but they do vacation first, it won't be count as realization, but the realization will count by the day they start the experience. Yeah. So the reason why the change happened is because being for us to be more focused on the EP since they start until the last day of the experience. Yep. And then for post experience, there are three. First is to long last after experience communication, pushing for another experience, and also reviews and rating. So yeah, for post experience is basically when we are when the EP goes back to their country. We wanted to make sure that they are getting the debrief, and they have a meeting with sending entity to facilitate the whole journey during their experience, and then to offer them another experience in ISEC. Like for example, if they went through GV, they can be offered a GT or a GE, and then yellow review and rating. Yeah. So the reason why the change happened is because having this stage to be the customer centric, to focus more on the EP experience and feedback, and pushing him to go again on an exchange. So yeah, that is for OGX. And then for ICX, for pre-attraction, there will be a framework for IP, and then also measurement of impact provided for planning, and then education topics are defined. And why the change happened is to provide more clarity on what to do specifically, meaning that what can uh, the impact that the project do, and also MOI process to be embedded. So all the projects has to have an MOI, has to have a clear measurement of impact in order for us to deliver um, a real experience to the EP. and also to our society. Yeah, so that's why MOI is very important. And then in attraction phase, there will be offline and online activities set for the partners, because we're going to have POP. Partners are encouraged to use the POP. Yes, so yeah, so for PD people, be ready for that. And then to move ISEC to a multi-sided platform and stop relying on our human factor. So meaning, like, for example, there is a school or an NGO wanted to be partner with ISEC, they can just sign up on the POP, and then for us as ISEC, we can review the POP, review the NGO, review the school before we actually start engaging with them. So yellow, they don't need to like find our contact and do everything manually, while they can directly apply to our POP. Yep. So for consideration, EP selection process is just a form. So instead of an interview, there will be a form provided. But I think for ISEC in Malaysia, we're going to do like a video call before they get accepted, to make sure that the EP understand of the situation and condition of living in Malaysia, and also to get to know more about Malaysia and to set expectations. Yeah. And then another one is IGV approval is cut, so IGV doesn't need to click approve anymore. So once the OGV did the click, uh, the EP will automatically be approved, and then EPs need to fill LDA after approval. So EP does not need to complete the LDA before they get approved, um, but the EP will fill the LDA after they approve. Yeah. So the reason why is because to standardize and fast selection process, and also every youth deserve a chance for a GV. Yeah. Okay, so for preparation phase, a certain standard delivery are executed here. We have 5 standards that needs to be done before the EP came. Preparation activities are from approved to realize. Yes, so yellow, this is something that we always overlook, or we didn't really take care of, or like, yeah, we know that we need to lead nurture, like nurture them, but at the same time not all of us are doing it. So yellow, in this phase, we're going to make sure that the customer have the time and certain activity before the experience starts. Yes, and then for experience, there will be second set of standards are executed. Yeah, so the rest of the standards, and then restart on the first day of work, and then weekly touch point are required for stakeholders. Yes, so for EP, ISEC, and also partners, weekly touch point is very required to make sure that each and every single one of stakeholders are counting each other accountable towards the project. Yeah. And then the reason why change happen is to have a clear realization and standards delivery timeline to give a better delivery for our customer. Yeah, and then after that we have post experience. So first is to focus on getting responses, and then second is to focus on pushing customer back into the flow. Yeah, and then the reason why it happened is because our organization will only grow if we focus on building loyalty from the EP. Yeah, cool. So that is it for IGV. So if you have questions, we'll have Q&A in the very last of the space. So just write down all the questions first if you have, then we can have a Q&A later. Okay, so right, let's continue with global talent. So what is happening for OGTT is, first, for pre-attraction, there will be synergy with marketing, and then market segmentation based on different strategies and sub-products. Sub products meaning like maybe it's a marketing or IT or this kind of stuff. So these are the sub products, and then onboarding everyone with the sub products. And the reason why the change happened is to understand the sub product, the IR dynamics, and also the way GT works within the entity to run an effective attraction process. Yeah, so just to make sure that there won't be misalignment between the sub product and also the intern that are applying to the opportunity. Yeah. And then for attraction is there are three things. First is added customer support responsibility on stage, define the operation role in the conversion to happen, and then added legal responsibilities and some changes members must do on the platform. So reason why it changed, it's because to be more customer centric and to ensure that EP are contacted within 24 hours and ISX solve issues via intercom. So yes, for GT, there will be like a live intercom when an AP apply to an opportunity. Yeah, so yeah loh, this is to make sure that the EP are in touch or are approached within 24 hours. And then yeah, people are aware of the requirements for going an exchange. That is why the change happened. Okay, cool. So for consideration, there will be added customer support. Yeah, it's the same. And then information about IR management and also framework. And then customer management and payment information are all in consideration phase for OGT. And then the reason why the change happened is to support EP with application and for process gets easier and faster. And then for EP managers to know what to do if EP got rejected, so there will be the SOP for that. And then for effective follow up of EP's applications in order to get people accepted faster. Yeah, so that is why there is customer support and also information about IR management and also customer management. Yes, to make sure that the EPs are aligned, like, I mean, the profile and also the need of the companies are aligned. Yep. And then for preparation, there will be added customer support also, and then action what to do when an EP is break approved, and then co-delivery alignment within IR partners, and then assistance with travel, tickets, visa, insurance, and all logistical matter, and then support EP and communicate with the company before the EP travel. Yep. So these are mainly for preparation, because for GT, most of the time preparation takes longer time because they need to secure the visa, they need to have an insurance, and then they need to communicate with the company. Yeah, to have like expectation settings and this kind of stuff. Yeah. So the reason why changes happen is to be more focused on what happens to EP after approving until his or her first day of work. Yeah. And then for experience, provided templates of showcasing, and then divide the responsibility at the beginning, during, and after the exchange. Um, and then define action if break realization happen. Yeah, so for GT, right, sometimes because GT is a longer has a longer duration compared to GV and GE. So sometimes for GT is like we need to have a like a cross term. For example, if you are term 2018 and then the EP has a 6 months of experience, then it might need like a cross term, so that to make sure the responsibilities at the beginning, during, and after the exchange is defined clearly, so that when you are cross terming or when the EP is transferred into the new term of LCVP, for example, the LCVP will know what are the things that they need to do to engage with the EP, and also the EP, like the how the change management happen when the EP is handled by a new team, for example. Yeah. And then for post experience is that added the action to return a customer to take another ISAC product, collection of again showcasing materials, and then debrief the experience with more detailed information. Yeah, because sometimes when you are in OGT, you didn't get in touch with the EP, a lot of time. So this is where we need to be more conscious of facilitating the EP and do the like a real debrief for their experience. Yeah loh. So why the change happen is because for this stage is to be more customer centric phase, to focus more on the EP experience and feedback and pushing him to go again on an exchange. Yep. So that is for OGT. And then for IGT, we have pre-attraction. So for pre-attraction, we have open an attraction as final MOS, and then POP usage again, partner opportunity portal, and then added customer support. So it's the same. And then the reason why the change happened is yeah, faster process, and also open as final MOS to make sure consideration is all about selection process. Yep. So for pre-attraction, open is the MOS. Yeah. So in attraction, is fast process from sign up to open, and then POP usage and POP allocation, and then added legality part. And then yeah, so the reason why the change happened is again faster process and open as a final MOS. And then for consideration, there will be like a to guide the partner to review the applicants on POP. Yeah, so this is more to like you doing it together with your partner to screen through the applicants on the POP, so that they can see already like, okay, so these are the applicants or these are the kind of profile that I am looking into. Yeah, so added customer support, and then invoice partner on approval. So yeah, to give like I think this will be on the system also, like where a partner will receive the invoice after the EP approved, or will be at least noticed once the EP get approved, so we do not have to like remind them, sending them email, this kind of stuff, but the system will do it themselves. And then follow up on the partners, and then define clear activities for customer management. Yep. So yeah, loh, the reason why it happened is because selection phase with clear guidelines for partners to make sure the process is faster. Because as I understand is that in IGT, the partners has always been the factor or the ones that is always holding the process. um when yeah, they didn't reply you, or they haven't seen your EPCV and stuff, but now to make sure that the process is faster, they can see all the applicants themselves in the POP. Yeah, and then for preparation, there will be a defined action if break approval happens, and then adding payment, how to say, like payment procedure as a legality part there, and then added the partner preparation seminar. Yep, as one of the partner standards. And then the reason why it happened is because broken realization always happens, so that it adds up into SOP to find out and to follow up if it's necessary. Yeah, and then to add legality to make sure partner knows every activities related to legality part. Yes, and then this is for experience. So to add customer support, and then embed the framework for partner standards delivery, and then define steps to track partners to showcase their exchange, and then to define action if break realization happen. So all the SOPs are there, the procedure are already there, provided by ISA International, and then clear realization delivery timeline to give better delivery, and then to start brand advocacy during the internship, not after the internship, and then action step for quality cases. Yep, and then for post experience, they will be collecting testimonials, add activities for retaining partners or reopen opportunities, and then yeah, focusing on retaining partners and build loyalty of the partners. Okay, cool. So basically for OGE, it's almost the same with OGT. Basically, yeah, there's pre-attraction. It's the same, but the difference is define brand advocacy and also NPS strategy. Um, yeah, so the rest is for example, customer persona and market segmentation is added here. So these are the SOP that is new, and then define IR role, and also the actions, meaning that the code delivery plan is here, and then define the product synergy with marketing, and then edit marketing SOP. And then the reason why the change happened is because preparation to attraction to have more leads and also conversion from sign up to apply. Okay, so for attraction, there are three things. First is added customer support responsibility on the stage. So also for GE, there will be intercom for this, and then define operation role in the conversion from open to apply, and then clear synergy with marketing. And then yeah, for the change is because to get more responsibility with the EP, since they need to fill the profile when they are already accepted the opportunity. Cool. So next one is for consideration for OGE. um First is action, what to do with rejected EP. So that's what happened in the SOP. And then added expectation settings before EP goes to approve status. And then defining time frames for the payment, and contract signing is 72 hours. So yes, it is now defined and it is now going to be standardized. And then to set time to contact EP is 24 hours. Yep. Of course, to make sure that we are delivering faster processes for the EP and also for the partners. Yep. And also to avoid dropouts or break, accept, break, approve, and also all the breaks there are. Okay, so the next one is for preparation. To add customer support, to action, to know the action of what to do with break approvals, and then code delivery alignment with IR partners. um, Define steps to educate EP on showcasing the her or his exchange experience. So the reason why the change happened is to be more focused on what happened to EP from approving until the day they start their experience. So for experience itself, defining EP manager responsibility on realized and finished stage, and then defining steps to track EP to showcase the exchange, and then define action if break realization happens. So, yellow again, it's to be more focused on the EP since the first day of work until the last day of the experience. Yep. And then for post experience, is to add the action to return customer to take other ISEC uh, products, and to how to work with promoters and detractors and passive EPs. This can be seen in their NPS and then collection of sharing materials. Yep, to increase the customer retention, to work with customer based on NPS. Yep, and then for ICX is to align the supply and demand. For attraction preparation to make sure trackers CRM are in place, and then synergy with B2B and B2C, aligning flavor precision and also customer persona. Yep, to make the process faster. So that's for pre-attraction. So in attraction itself, we're going to use customer review for attraction, and then use AXP to collect showcasing materials, and to follow up with the leads from POP again to make the process faster, and then to have a clear activities for youth and also for partners in attraction phase. Yep, and then for consideration is to have a selection by partner, selection by ASIC, and then invoice partner on approval also, and then follow up on the partners and define clear activities for customer management. And then reason why it happened is because to provide partners with an option to run selection in the customized way, setting expectation for EPs about selection process. So mainly it's about the platform for the selection part. Yep, and then for preparation is to define a clear responsibility for preparation from ISEC and also from partner side. So yeah, there will be like a SOP defined for ISEC and so for partners before the EP come, and then expectation settings for brand advocacy and materials collection, and then also again customer management for this happen because customer need time and certain activities to be done before the experience starts. Yeah, so to make sure that they are prepared and also the our partners are prepared to receive the EP. Yep, and then for experience, added customer support on the stage, embedded framework for partner standards delivery, and then define steps to track partners to showcase the exchange, and then define action if break realization happen, and then the reason why it happened, the change happened is because to have a clear realization and standards delivery timeline for both youth and partners, and then yeah, so for post experience added the action to a return customer to take other ISEC product, how to work with promoter, detractor, and neutral, and then collection of showcasing materials. So yeah, this is why it happened. um to have more partners testimonials and also to increase partner retention and to have a clear definition of how to work with after the EP finished. Cool. So aw. So that was all for customer flow for youth and also SOP for youth. So now is Q&A. So if there is any questions, you can just type down on the chat box. First question for Jaho. Can we have this slide? Yes, 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 yes. I am going to upload this on the Google Drive which will be downscale to you after all the education's spaces are done. Thanks, Jaho, for the question. Anyone else? Oh, hello, Ethan. So Ethan is interested to know about the partner standards. So partner standard will not be delivered today, but partner standard will only be finalized in IPM. Yeah, which is in February, I think. Yeah, but yeah, thank you for the hype. I'm also cannot wait to see the partner standards. Okay, any question before we close the space? Okay, so hi Gina, if training from partners on the first week consider first day of work or still have to wait for school workshop? No, so yes, training for from partners are considered first day of work. Yes. Okay, next question is can you explain more on the POP and XP? Okay, so to be very honest, the POP is not very how to say it's not very established as YOP yet. So I still need like myself need to really work on that. But after this, Raluca will explain to you more about partner side, partners, customer flow, and also um partner SOP, which will be also covering a bit of POP there, Ethan. So yeah, right after this, there will be Raluca's presentation. Okay, to cover more on partners. Okay, Minnie, very good question. How can may I know more about brand advocacy dispersed in each phases? Are we going to ask feedback for every phases or okay? So for brand advocacy, right? So brand advocacy, the idea of having a brand advocacy is to make sure that our customer, our EP, are satisfied with our project and with our delivery or with our company and this kind of stuff. So how to see if a partner is satisfied or not, or if they are actually developed or getting the impact from the project or not, is by having a meeting every single week. So the reason why there is an SOP to conduct EP facilitation or EP lead facilitation every week is to see if the EP is actually satisfied or if the EP is actually developed by the project itself. Yeah. So um, the feedback can also be a space where you two meet together, and then can be like a very casual thing, like as simple as a conversation. Yeah, so that is for brand advocacy, because brand advocacy should start by the day EP apply to our project, like how fast we are, how reliable we are with our promises, how is the job description, is it the same as the opportunity portal, or how is the schools, how is the partners, yeah, basically these are the thing in brand advocacy. Yeah, to make sure the experience of the EPs are the best experience we can deliver. Thanks, Minnie. Okay, so we only have 3 more minutes. Is there any more questions? Last two questions. All right, so if you do not have any more questions, you can contact me on this email. If you have a lot of more questions about customer flow for youth, yeah, so just feel free to send me an email or drop me a message on Telegram or WhatsApp, or yeah, whatever platform you prefer. I will answer you as soon as possible. Okay. Cool. So that's it for today. I hope that you enjoy the space, and I hope that you are excited to implement the new customer flow as I am. And yeah, that's all from me. Thank you very much for coming to this space. I will see you all soon in WNC. Bye. Thank you for coming. Bye bye.